hello. How's everyone doing? Oh my goodness. It's been way too long, you guys. The last time I streamed was back in April and we're already in June. And you know what? My 1 year anniversary, no less. I'm super stoked to be here, guys. So I'm just speechless. I can't believe it's already been a year, man. Genuinely, when I started streaming last year in June, I didn't have any idea like how much this would mean to me. I mean, I'm not saying like it's changed my life, or actually, you know what? It kind of has a little bit. I I found so many new games that I love. I've met so many people over the course of the year that are super duper awesome, and it's been a blast. I can't say enough good things about it. But before I get onto the whole like sappy shit, yeah, I'm finally back to streaming. Hey, how's it going, Matcha? Yeah, I hope you've been well. But yeah, the main reason why I disappeared for like about a month, if you check my Twitter, dude, I got sick really, really bad. Like, genuinely, I could not spend a lot of time talking because I had a dry throat and then I had like I don't know if it was like a throat infection or whatever, but like genuinely it was so hard for me to talk for long periods of times without like dying. And you know what? I don't know who to blame, but I'm gonna blame some motherfucker that was at the Miku concert back in April that got me sick. I'm gonna blame someone over there. Because that was like the last major event that I went to before I got sick. Like, as soon as I got home from that concert, I felt terrible. I felt so bad. It was so bad. Uh, that's why like I was planning on doing a birthday stream like in May, but since I wasn't feeling too well, I was just like, you know what? It's not worth it. I'll just focus on recovering and be 100% before I start streaming again. And you know what? The last week I've been feeling really good. I haven't had to cough. I haven't had any like major health things, so I'm back at it. I will say though, I know this is not the best news to hear. I will be only streaming, I think, today and then maybe Saturday for this week, because for the next 3 days I'm going to be busy with a wedding. I'm going to be helping out with a wedding. And so, you know what's funny too? I also had to help out at a wedding like right after the Miku concert as well. Oh no, I didn't really help out at the wedding. I attended a wedding. I was sick as hell when I went to the wedding though, so they quarantined me off into a corner. But this time I'm actually involved with helping the wedding, so I'm gonna be busy with that for 3 days. So first day, just get there, acclimate, day of, prepare, all that stuff, and then the next day, help clean up, and then pack up and leave. So that's how my next 3 days are gonna be looking like. And yeah, so hopefully when I'm back on Friday, I could just rest up and then start streaming and then hopefully finish Devil May Cry 4. Dude, I've been wanting to play Devil May Cry 4 so bad. You don't know how bad I've been wanting to play it. I want to get that game over with because it's so good. It's so good. But yeah, Devil May Cry, if you're here for that, I'm sorry, y'all gonna have to wait until y'all gonna have to wait until Saturday if I stream on Saturday. But yeah, crazy last month. And also, low-key, the reason why I didn't start streaming a little bit earlier is because I've been watching the NBA playoffs. If you don't know, San Antonio Spurs are in the finals. If you guys don't know me, I'm a huge Spurs fan. I have been since like 2013. Y'all can't call me a bandwagon, bro. I was there like right after the whole championship window in 2015 when Chris Paul eliminated us, and then in 2016 when 2016 wasn't when we made it to the conference finals. It was the next year when Zaza stepped on Kawhi's landing space and then just derailed everything, bro. I fucking hate Zaza Pachulia. I was there for the Kawhi trade where we sent him to Toronto and got Keldon and Jakob back. I mean, technically it was a draft pick. It wasn't actually Keldon at that point, but you know what I mean. And then LA and DeMar era. I respect those two. They're really good players, but you really can't win with DeMar as your number one. I'm gonna be so real. After LeBronto, you can't trust that man to be your number one. I mean, he had some success afterwards, like in Chicago for like that one season with Lonzo Ball, but like, you know when your team is like, how do I put it, mid, and then we missed the playoffs in 2019 too. Yeah, but luckily I've been privileged enough to see my team win at least once, and then maybe see them win again this year. You know, go Spurs, go por la vida, bro. But yeah, so I've been busy with that. Enough of the Spurs rant. What else? I think that's it. So for today's main stream, it's gonna be quite short, you know, getting back into the groove of things. It's mainly just gonna be reflecting on the last year and looking forward to the next year. We're very low budget here. I'm broke as shit. So we're just gonna do a quick tier list, talk, yap, and yeah, you know, just good vibes. Not like CC though. But yeah. Oh man, this has been such a great year. Such a great year. Despite all like the personal stuff that's happened to me, streaming wise, I've had such a great year with you guys, man. And I want to keep doing this. You forgot to add RE5? Did I? No, RE5's right there. It's in the bottom corner. It's like right here. That's RE5. I was about to say. Hey Ash, how's it going? Welcome in. Yeah, thank you so much for the happy 1 year. I appreciate that a lot. But yeah, like I was saying, this past year I've met so many people. It's been awesome. I tried out new games. Like, I really stepped out of my comfort zone with some of these games that I've tried. Like, to be honest, like something like Chance of Sonar, Dispatch, hell, even freaking Risk of Rain or Peak, I would never touch. I'm usually a solo playing guy. I'll play like JRPGs. I'll play that, but yeah. You know what? Let's get started. Let's reflect on the last year. Whether you're new here, whether you've been here since the start, I appreciate all of you. So let's get this show on the road. First stop, January 2nd, 2025. The first game I ever, okay, when I say ever, I mean when I take streaming seriously. Technically, I played It Takes Two and I think Final Fantasy VII Remake on this channel, but we don't count those because I just did that to stream to friends. This is like me taking it seriously. So the first serious game that I streamed last year on June 6th, and it was Metal Gear Solid 1. If you guys don't know, I am a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, right? And it was so awesome to play this game for you guys and like have it be like my first game here on this channel, because I played this when I was a kid, so like around 7, 8ish. Like, I was young and I played it maybe like a couple times. I watched a few speedruns of it when I was a bit older. I mean, that's the whole point I was trying to do like in the first stream, was to just do a quick play because I already like was really familiar with it. That's one thing I do regret with this, like how I handled like my first couple streams with this game, is that like I just quick played it. I didn't really like pay attention to the cutscenes or anything like that. I just played it. And honestly, I kind of wish I took my time with it a little bit more and then revisit those cutscenes. So yeah, that's like one of my regrets. Will I play in the future? Maybe. Low-key, I was thinking that, you know how MGS4 or the Master Collection Volume 2 is coming out soon? I think in August, I might play through the games again, like just like a quick speed run of them. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the Metal Gear Solid 1. Gameplay wise, from what I remember playing it, I looked at the VOD recently. I mean, I was editing some videos from this VOD. Oh my god, don't even get me started on VODs. I'll talk about that later, but yeah. Metal Gear Solid 1, I think it holds up pretty well today. Like, from when I played it, it was fun. Yeah, I just pointed out RE5 like 5 minutes ago. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid 1, I would say The main detractor of Metal Gear Solid 1 is the control schemes. Um, oh my god, some of the fights hurt my soul because of the controls. Like the one that comes to mind immediately is Ocelot on top of the Metal Gear Rex. That fight took me so long. I think it took me like 40 minutes to fight. What the hell am I talking about? To beat. Story wise, I love the story of Metal Gear Solid 1. It's so solid, no pun intended, but I feel like it's like between A and B for me. I think it's A. The only reason why I thought about B is because, oh my god. I think it's the fact that I tried to speed run through it and I hadn't played it in almost, fuck man, it's been a while. I'm a grown ass man. I haven't played this game since I was a kid, so it was not the brightest idea to like hop right into it and try to do a speed run. Because like, I will be honest, MGS1 is like my least played Metal Gear Solid game. And yeah. Alright, let's move on to the next game, which is MGS2 Sons of Liberty. I remember vividly playing this game when I was a kid and hating it. I absolutely despised Metal Gear Solid 2 as a kid. And I think the main reason why I hated it so much was the fact that we didn't play as Snake. Because I remember playing the tanker mission, and the tanker mission by itself is so much fun. There's so many little details, there's so many little Easter eggs that you could do, and you have like a lot of room for creativity. And you're playing the GOAT, Solid Snake, so it was awesome. I loved the tanker section as a kid. But once you get to the big shell section, oh my god, I can't speak properly. The big shell section with Raiden, I did not like it as a kid. I think, I don't know, maybe it was the format of like going between all the different like platforms and then also not playing as Snake, you're playing as a Raiden, you're playing as this blonde, big bulged dude like on this platform. And I hated it. It was my least played. I think I said that MGS1 was my least played. No. I literally played MGS2 once, never touched it again. Never touched it again as a kid. But so like when I went into it last year to play it for a stream, I was actually really surprised about how much I liked it, you know? Like, yeah, the tanker section's still amazing, but once you get into Raiden, his backstory, his story with Solidus, how Solidus raised him, and how he was like a child soldier, he can't build these connections. He's scared to connect with other people, especially with Rose. And then you have the whole like, oh my god, the AI stuff. Dude, the AI stuff from back then, like the story, the whole plot line of that is so scary replaying it like in today's age with the whole like uprising of AI. I mean, it's not really an uprising, but like the more we lean on AI, it reminds me so much of the plot of MGS2. So I thought that was really sick. And then the end too, when you don't know what's real and what's not, just having that like up in the air. I mean, obviously it gets resolved later on in later games, but just the fact that like the main message is like that you are more than your genes. It's what you pass on, your culture, your identity to the next generation. That message was beautiful. Beautiful. It was, oh my god, it was so good. And it's so crazy because we're about to get to MGS3, but like, even though Solid Snake is a clone of Big Boss, those two feel like completely separate characters because of how they were brought up and how they lived their lives, you know? They're not like a one-for-one replica of each other. And I just love that message because like you really can't choose like how you're born, who you're born to, you know? But you can control who you hang out with, who you make bonds with, and who you love, who you hate. All that is within your grasp and you could take control of it. And I love that message a lot. Because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I grew up really fucking poor. So I felt like how do I put this without sounding like weird? I felt kind of trapped, but as I got older, the more I hung out with different people's different groups and expanded my viewpoint on life, I grew so much as a person and I didn't feel as trapped by like money or a situation like that. I felt better as a person. So it's a great game. And honestly, dude, if child me was to rate this, I would have put MGS2 down here. But I've been enlightened and replayed the game, and I'm gonna say it. S tier. S tier, dude. S tier. MGS2 has climbed up so far up my list of favorite Metal Gear Solid like games. Period. It used to be 3, I think it was 3, 1, 4, 2, and then 5 of like the main series games with the numbers. But I don't know, man. I like MGS2 a lot. Compared to like story and gameplay is so solid. No pun intended again. All right. Let's move on from Metal Gear Solid 2 into Metal Gear Solid 3. This right here is the game that I loved as a kid, and I have to say it still holds up really well. Really well. The story's awesome, Big Boss is awesome, the plot twist with Ava and Adam, bro, fucking Revolver Ocelot, Chalashaska. Oh my god, I love MGS3, the camo system, the rations, just the survival elements of it. And the fact that it's so fun to speedrun, dude. Like, I've beaten Metal Gear Solid in 1 hour, 10 minutes doing a speedrun. I could totally get under an hour. I will do that eventually. But it's just so much fun to play. And then you got the Cobras too. They're all so silly and goofy. Like, the thing about Metal Gear Solid 3, it takes itself so seriously that it's comedic, you know? Like... You got one motherfucker who's like 100+ years old, who's a plant, who could pop his eyes out and snipe people. You got another dude who's a cosmonaut who sets himself on fire and then turns into a giant skull when you defeat him. And you got another one who turns invisible in the 1960s with like camo tech. And then you have another one that his powers is just bees. It's really just bees and controlling them. Like, and then once a ghost, one of them is fucking dead already. You just gotta go through a river. It's like, it's so serious, but then when you start like peeling it back a little bit, you're like, damn, this shit is kind of goofy. And it just makes it so much fun. Like, I know some Metal Gear Solid fans like take the story super serious. Like, yeah, of course there's serious moments, like when you beat the boss and you have to kill her. And then you learn that she wasn't actually a traitor, but she was a true patriot, that she gave up her life, her country, and created this elaborate host, and then she'll go down in infamy. Like, that stuff is powerful. But then you got like what happens after that boss fight when you're when you have your duel with Revolver Ocelot in the plane, and then he's like, haha, that was fun. Alright, I'm gonna jump out the plane now. Bye! Like you can't tell me it's not goofy at sometimes. And that's what makes it so much fun. Just that juxtaposition between the seriousness and the goofiness. And then the controls and the mechanics. It's another S tier for me personally. Honestly, low-key part of me wants to move Metal Gear Solid down. I'll see though. I do really want to revisit this one and play it properly and not try to speed through it and enjoy the story again. Because it has been a while since I enjoyed the story. Alright, moving on to Hollow Knight. Fun fact. You know how I said that June 2nd was... Give me 1 second. Alright. Give me 1 second, I need to take care of something. But when we get back, we'll talk about some Hollow Knight. All right. I hope you guys enjoy the music, and let me put up the BRB screen. All right. See you guys in a bit. I'm back. Let me take this off for you guys. I love this song. But I wonder if, can you guys actually hear the music? If you can't, let me know. I'll adjust it. Actually, I can check right now. Segundo? Can I hear it? Can I? Oh, yes, I can. There we go. Okay. I am back. I just had to make a quick call real fast. But where was I at? Hollow Knight. I remember... Okay. You know how I said that I technically started streaming seriously back in June? Well, technically speaking, that was not the case. I just find that to be, you know, that's not the right way to phrase this, but I did try before. In the spring of 2023, I created my original PNG model. You could look this up, it's on my Twitter. My first tweet was, hey, I just made a PNG tuber. I'm still deciding when to stream next week. And the game I chose originally was Hollow Knight. I literally did maybe one stream of Hollow Knight before a bunch of family stuff came up, and I'm like, you know what? I don't have time to be playing games. Literally and figuratively, I do not have the time at all, because so much stuff was going on. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put this in the back burner. If I really want to do this, I'll come back to it. And you know what? It took, what, 2 years? But I got back to it. So yeah, Hollow Knight was technically the first game I tried to play seriously, but it didn't work out at that time. I mean, I also played, what? It Takes Two, and then the Final Fantasy, or not Rebirth, the remake, the first one. I did play those two for a friend on my stream, but Hollow Knight. I also did play a little bit of Genshin too. I forgot about the Genshin era. Oh my god, don't even remind me. Oh my god, it was so cringe. The the Genshin era was so bad. But yeah, Hollow Knight. Uh, I absolutely loved Hollow Knight. That's where I met some really nice people. I really started talking to Dai during this time period and Nanog. I think Dai was there from the start. He helped me navigate a lot, which was so helpful because I got lost a little bit. And then I believe I met Nanog when I was fighting. Oh, what's his name? Grim? Grim, yeah. So I met those two there. Awesome. And the things the thing about Hollow Knight is the atmosphere was great. The character designs is also great too. Every little bug was so charming. The boss fights were well designed. They were simple, but challenging, you know what I mean? Um they were well thought out. The music, oh my lord, the music in that game. Like honestly, some of the boss music is so good. Like Dung Defender, I love that one. The Battle Sisters, I think that's what they're called. The mantises that you fight, awesome. When you fight the Hollow Knight, like the actual Hollow Knight, not us, amazing. Radiant, amazing. Green Path, OST, beautiful. I love games with good OSTs, memorable OSTs, and Hollow Knight is definitely one of those. I will say though, your boy did play Hollow Knight for a while. I did like 10 streams of Hollow Knight. It took me like 40 hours to beat, but most of that was just grinding and grinding the Coliseum. That's it. Would I replay it? Of course. I'm thinking about getting it on the Switch so I could play it whenever I travel or something like that, just to have it on hand. And you know, low-key, I kind of want to try to get a higher completion. I think I ended up with like 94, but I know it goes above 100%, so I do want to try that eventually. I also want to try like a Steel Soul like challenge. I'm gonna suck ass at it, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it'd be fun to attempt. So yeah, that's Hollow Knight. It was phenomenal. I'm so sad that I did not play Hollow Knight sooner, but I'm also glad I played it the time that I did, because I played Hollow Knight for the first time and beat it. I think it was July 31st, 2025. And guess what got announced like 2 weeks later, maybe 3 weeks later? Fucking Silksong got announced, dude. I beat Hollow Knight at such a perfect time because Silksong was just around the corner. I remember being like, oh shoot, dude, that's great timing, because I know some people that have been waiting since like 2017 when it was originally supposed to be a DLC for Hollow Knight. And I lucked out completely when it comes to actually getting into the franchise. But that's not here or there. Going back to Hollow Knight, I think Hollow Knight, personally, one of my favorite games that I streamed this year. Amazing title, amazing game. And let's see. Oh, also another thing about Hollow Knight, the atmosphere, oh, top notch, top notch. I loved Green Path. I loved the Abyss, the lore. It's so good. I hated what was it called? Oh, what is it called? I almost said Deep Throat, but it's not Deep Throat. Oh, what is it called? Like the thorny area where like random stuff starts. Deepness. There you go. It's called Deepness. What the hell am I thinking? Deep Throat. What the fuck? Okay. But yeah, moving on from Hollow Knight. Damn. I'm glazing the fuck out of the games I played, but they're all such good games. MGS 2, 3, and Hollow Knight. Those, I think, deserve to be an S tier. Maybe that's just me. But this is going to be our first game where it's not going to be S. It's not going to be A. It definitely ain't B or C. Hell, it's not even D. You know what? It wasn't even a hiatus either. It was a drop. And some of you might be looking at me crazy for this next game and it being dropped, but I have an explanation, okay? I have an explanation, so don't bring out your pitchforks. Don't go after my head. I already have New Yorkers going after me if the Spurs win. So right now, the first dropped game ever on my stream, the original Portal. And some of you might be thinking like, hey, what the actual F, my guy? Portal's amazing. And I gotta say, it was amazing. I just couldn't beat it. It's not because I'm stupid. I know that I'm stupid, but even I could figure out the Portal's like puzzles. But this game gave me such bad motion sickness, you wouldn't even believe. Like, I knew I had a little bit of motion sickness when it comes to playing certain video games. That's why I played mainly RPGs before I started streaming. But Portal was on another level, dude. Like, I think it was 3 streams. I did 2 in August, it went to hiatus, and then I did it again in January, like 6 months later. And I just couldn't do it. I really couldn't do it. I would play for like maybe 30 minutes, and then I had to go to the bathroom to throw up. It was so bad. Like, I've never experienced that level of motion sickness while playing a game in my life. And I've played a lot of games, and that was easily the worst. Easily the worst. I had to go lay down for 20-ish minutes to like take breaks. I remember, you know what? I remember one time I was playing the game. I had to take a break, and I didn't want to like leave it on a BRB for like 30 minutes. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna play Balatro and see if that helps my motion sickness calm down a little bit. I played Balatro to avoid motion sickness when playing this game. It was really bad. So that's the reason why I have it underdropped. I understand that it's an amazing game. That's the category it fits in the best. It's not my fault. I mean, it is low-key my fault, but like, I can't control it. And it makes me sad too, because I've heard amazing things. I experienced like amazing things playing this game. I really wanted to do a co-op Portal stream for Portal 2, but that's out the window at this point, because even if I do take pills, I started taking pills for my motion sickness for like Resident Evil. I tried it for this too. Thank you. I appreciate that, Luna. That's awesome of you to say that. But yeah, Portal, I had to for my own health. Now, moving on to the next game, Celeste. Celeste, I did play before on my own back in like 2021, and when I played it on stream, it was just as good. The controls felt tight, the story was awesome. I loved collecting the strawberries. I loved collecting the cassettes, the A, B, and C side. I didn't do C side, obviously, because I'm not that skilled, but I had such a blast with Celeste. And the music. The music is phenomenal. Like, that's one common thing that you're gonna hear from me a lot is praise for the soundtrack, because I love music. I'm not good at singing, I'm not good at playing an instrument, but I love music, you know? I can appreciate a good OST, and Celeste has that in droves. So many good tracks. I know the feeling with Portal. I had to take a pill for dizziness and nausea because of the movement. Yeah. I don't think you were there when I originally played it in August, but I had to take so many breaks, and I played Balatro just to like calm my nerves, but I still couldn't beat the game. It was just that bad for me. Hey, Philly! Thank you for dropping in. I'm finally back, dude. You know what? This year also made me realize how weak my immune system is, because I had like 2 like major hiatuses. One in December where I got sick. Like, this is gonna sound gross. I had pink eye and an ear infection and like a really bad cough, and I was decommissioned for like 3, almost 4 weeks. And then I had this, I don't know what the hell happened to me in April, where I got sick after the Miku concert and didn't feel better until now. And that's like over a month. This one right here was my longest hiatus. But yeah. Where was I at? Oh yeah, Celeste. Me personally, pink eye and ear infection? Yes, yes. In December. Like I was sick from December, I think it was like the 16th, all the way up until January 5th. Yeah. Let's see, Celeste. I think it's an A. I really like Celeste, but I like these 3 games above it a little bit more. You were getting freaky? No, dude. I think honestly it was probably like one of my students that got me really sick. Little kids, oh my god, they do not know how to cover their mouths at all when they're like coughing, sneezing, sniveling. So I think one of them got me really sick, to be honest. All right, let's move on to Hades. Hades, I've played twice. It's a roguelike game. Obviously, I love the art style of it. It's awesome. Music's great too. Oh my god. Wait, you're a school teacher? Hey, Suede, welcome in. No, I'm more of a faculty member at a school. So sometimes I have to meet with students like a couple times a week. So yeah, a little bit of real life lore with me. I cannot let any of my students know that I actually stream. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose my job. I can't afford that. I can't afford that at all. Because I say some wild things on stream. But yeah, welcome in Drunken Suede. I missed you guys so much. I honestly, I'm so glad that I'm not sick anymore and that I could stream. I've been waiting for this. But yeah, going back to Hades, I love the art style. OST is awesome. I will say though, miss you too, bro. Yeah, I missed you guys a lot. I will say with Hades, once you get the shield, oh my lord, certain augments or blessings, I shouldn't say augments, make the game ridiculously easy. You just need to like upgrade the levels and stuff. I do like how you can interact with some of the other characters and like give them gifts. That's pretty cool. I was deadass playing DMC4 and thinking Wonder Woman totally come back to play this yesterday. Oh, dude, yeah. Well, I don't think I'm gonna be playing DMC4 tonight. I will be playing it on Saturday. The reason being is I'm gonna be busy the next 3 days helping out with a wedding. So, I can't because I'm not gonna be at my place for like the next 3 days. But Saturday when I come back, oh for sure, I'm beating DMC4. You've been waiting for waiting for you. Why can I not speak? I'm an adult, bro. You think you've been waiting for me to play DMC4? I've been waiting to play DMC4, dude. It was so hype. We just got to Dante. Like, he was kicking ass. Music was awesome.
Thank you.
Dude.
Thank you.
I was so hyped to finish DMC4 and get to 5. Do you know how disappointed I was I haven't been able to play it? Because I could play it by myself, but I want to play it for you guys. So I had to wait. I had to wait. The Matcha sis wedding? Yeah, I'm gonna be helping out with her sister's wedding. So they need big, strong man. I am not strong. I am very weak. All right. So Hades, I would say hiatus. I only played 2 streams. I technically didn't beat it because you need to beat the game or fight main dude 10 times to get no downplay, bro. Dude, I have not worked out in over a month. My muscles are gone. Why do I feel like Toto loves his views? Yes, dude. Any game that has a great soundtrack automatically gets some extra points from me because the game might suck, but you could blast that OST like crazy. What's a good example of a bad game with a great OST? If you guys have any ideas or like any off the top of your head, put them in chat. I'll check them out. Or at least the OSTs, not the games if they're trash. But yeah, I would say hiatus because technically I haven't beat the game or gotten the real ending because you need to beat it like 10 times. That's ridiculous to me. That's ridiculous. But once I do go back to it and beat it, I want to start Hades too. Yeah, I'm wearing 3-inch heels, so you're obligated to carry everything. Oh my god. I'm gonna wear one of those shirts that's like, do you remember those like old graphic tees where it's like a suit shirt, where it's like a t-shirt, but it has like a suit print on front? I'm gonna wear that. Or should I have like a staff member across my chest when I'm helping you guys out? Yeah, it'd be fun to get back into Hades. Yeah, I really want to get back into it too. But that's all I have to say for Hades. Silksong. I'm gonna get crucified for this, but I haven't beaten it, okay? It's in hiatus, but I don't think I'm gonna be going to Silksong anytime soon. Okay, if a game that I play it for a while, and then I go into hiatus, and then I bring it back from hiatus, and then I immediately go back into hiatus, I did not enjoy the game. Like, I understand it, like, objectively, Silksong is a good game, right? It has the qualities, it has a good soundtrack, it has great character, it has great, tisk. Okay, hear me out, okay? The beginning of Silksong is so much rougher than the beginning of Hollow Knight. It takes way, like, the progression curve on Silksong is way more skewed towards skilled players of not even Hollow Knight, just like way more skilled players, and it's not really beginner friendly. It feels like, I know it's supposed to be a DLC for Hollow Knight, but it definitely feels like a DLC, and you feel like a little bit underpowered when you're starting off. And I understand it's a more difficult game. Sue me. I suck at video games. Just because it's a good game does not mean it's a game for me. Exactly. Thank you, Philly. Yeah. I feel your pain. Normally have to wear 3-inch plus heels when I go to any type of formal event, so don't forget to pack a fold-up purse flats. Oh, okay, yeah. Definitely take that advice. Bring some extra shoes. I don't have any brothers. I have a ton of sisters, and they always like bring extra shoes just in case whenever they go to like formal events, so they can switch out of, so they're more comfortable. But yeah, going back to Silksong, I did enjoy certain parts of Silksong. It's just there was so much stuff that I wasn't particularly a fan of. Like, okay, this is gonna sound weird, but I feel like when they reused a few of the boss fights and they just throw wave after wave after wave after wave of enemies, I didn't enjoy it as much as some of the other boss fights from Hollow Knight, you know? I love the Lace fight. Lace fight was awesome. Widower was awesome. What's another one? But I feel like there's a few more duds of boss fights in Silksong that made me not enjoy it as much. And then also the fact that, oh no, Toto did the cardinal sin of dropping Portal Well time to flog him. Okay, Ash, I have a very valid reason. It's called motion sickness, and I do not want to throw up on stream unless y'all are paying me, so... If someone gave me $500, I'll play Portal until I throw up. I'm not joking, bro. I'm broke. I'll take the money. But yeah, I do want to, like, even though I was in fair argument, have a nice day. But even though I put Silksong into hiatus, I do eventually want to get back into it and beat it, just to say I beat it. That way, I could be like, hey, I beat it. I didn't enjoy it. That's my opinion. Can't say I didn't try and I didn't beat it. You can't use that argument against me because yes, I did. I eventually want to be able to do that. But until right now, you guys can shit on me for Silksong. I don't mind. All right, next up, Resident Evil 2 Remake. You know what's so funny? It's called being an unk. I mean, to be fair, I never touched Portal, so my gamer cred is up for debate. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I played Portal for the first time in 2025. That's like what? How many years after it originally came out? Like 20 something at least. Hey Golden, thanks for the lurk. I appreciate you being here. But yeah, moving on to Resident Evil 2. Funny story. I'm gonna say Unk. It's the other Unk. But yeah, I haven't played Resident Evil 1 on stream. I went straight to the remake. And I feel like that's a cardinal sin on my behalf. But in my defense, I did not want to deal with the fucking camera angles, the fixed camera angles. I still have PTSD from them. It was so bad. I mean, it took me until my 20s for me to watch Mean Girls and Terminator. Dude, I'm old as fuck now, but I still haven't watched any of the Star Wars films. I watched Clone Wars. I don't know if that counts. but I haven't watched any of the original trilogy or the prequels or the sequels. Like, the most I've gotten from Star Wars is Clone Wars and Lego Star Wars, and that's it. That's all my experience. So I am very pop culturally behind in some aspects. But yeah, Resident Evil 2, I would say, is a solid A tier. I had so much fun. I like, genuinely, Mr. X was terrifying. I think the fact that you can, avoid him, like if you're caught by him, you could still escape and live to see another day. And I find that so much more engaging and so much more scary because you actually have a chance. Because I feel like once you get caught a lot, it kind of diminishes the scare value, if that makes sense. Because you're just like, oh my god, this dude, please just stop. You know what I mean? BRB ads. Let's see. Low-key, I should watch Terminator. I haven't probably watched it. Watch Terminator, dude. I haven't watched Star Wars, but I watched Terminator and I loved it. At least the second one. Nah, gang, if someone doubts my gamer cred, then they could go to Burger King and order some opinion rings. Because we don't want them here. Yeah. I want to nurture a community where, like, you don't have to worry about people judging you, you know? The only person that can judge you is yourself. That's the type of community I want. But yeah, Resident Evil 2, phenomenal game. I will say though, towards the end, I'm really bad at like survival and like resource management. I had like nothing with that final Mr. X fight. I mean, to be fair, I just shrug and play what I want. I know what I like. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. I want everyone to enjoy what they enjoy and don't listen to the feedback of others or the outside voices. Because I went through that phase when I was like a teenager where I hear outside voices and like I have other people's like opinions influence me a lot on what I think, and I feel like that hurt me or like hurt my development because I should just have ignored them. But it's really hard when you're younger. But now I'm old. I don't give a fuck about what anybody says. Like, I could dress like a slob out in public. I don't give a fuck. I'm secure in myself. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Resident Evil 2 was such a good remake of the original one. I need to go back to Resident Evil 1 at some point. I'll probably do it before I start 9. I need to finish the series, man. I can't say the same about Resident Evil 3. Holy shit, dude. I hated Resident Evil. It's easily D tier. I did not like the remake of 3. They changed so many things about it to make it worse than the original. I don't know how it was possible. And to be fair, I was already a social oddity when I was a child. I was more into Digimon than Pokemon, or just like niche things, while people just had a raised eyebrow against me. But I was just whatever I wanted to do. You know what? That's cool. Honestly, that's a really cool perspective to have. But yeah, I think, yeah, I'm kind of similar to, I really like Digimon because some of the Digimon were kind of hot. Edgewomon. And what was the other one? God, I'm gonna sound such a furry when I say it. Renamon. But yeah. Wait. Why did Toto get his I don't give a fuck update early? I was told you get that. Dude. I'm an old soul. And also still dressed like an early 2000s mid boy next door. I'm gonna be so real with you. I got my update hella early. I'm an old soul, man. Like, to put it in perspective, my parents had me like super late. They had me when they were like 40. So I grew up with like not like the last generation, but the previous generation, right? So I have more of like a, I guess, traditional world sense where I care about others' opinions more than expressing myself, because I feel like that's a very like older generation mindset to have, is to like care about what other people think, what people say about you and all that. But now that I gotten older, I've had more experience, I got to connect with other people, I'm way more open with my worldviews. Yeah, it's nice to be able to enjoy my likes openly nowadays without worrying about what other people think. Yeah, I mean, I have a neuro spicy build when I was born, so I was never going to be normal. And you know what? That makes you special in your own way, and that makes you, you know? You're awesome. That's why I let myself be unhinged with fictional characters. Toto is a boomer, Matcha? I am a boomer, bro. I'm gonna be so real with you. I have a lot of gray hairs, man. I have more gray hairs than some 40-year-olds. And I am not 40. Okay, I'm giving that disclaimer right now. I am not 40, but I have the face, the hair, and the build of a 40-year-old. So, you know what? Since I'm gonna have like so much practice, by the time I'm actually 40, I'm gonna be the best 40-year-old ever. I'm gonna be so good. I'm gonna be a silver fox, if you will. Not, do not quote that. That's so stupid. Don't quote that. It's crazy because I'm older than him, but he's a boomer at heart. Yeah. I mean, I have my old soul as well as my parents describe me. I'm a chill individual and stick to myself. And yeah, that's awesome. I'm the one that brain rots him. Dude, okay. Matcha, hear me out. She is a bad influence, okay? She is a really, really bad influence, especially on me. Because, like, I've known I'm gonna be a silver fox when I grow older. But I've known Matcha for so many years. I'm a 40, but I look like I'm 25 with gray hair, white hair. Or exclamation quote. Don't worry, Toto, just because the wrapper is wrinkly doesn't mean the candy ain't sweet. Hey, man, I'm gonna say it. I like myself some older women too, so it's perfect. At least people won't look at us funnily if she's dating younger. I mean, to be fair, I guess I'm a baby here because I'm 24. Oh, yeah. Lamau. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Matcha is a bad influence because I've known Matcha for so long. I've known her for like over 10 years at this point. When we first met, I barely got my phone. I had like no idea like how to use, so I still don't even know how to use social media properly. Like, if you look at my Twitter, I tweet like a boomer, man. I freaking tweet like a boomer. I'm not like, before she got me into it, I didn't really scroll on Twitter. I didn't want to get TikTok because I was like, I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. She introduced me to TikTok. I got addicted, and then I doom scrolled until like 3 a.m. for like the last like how many years now. But yeah, social media wise, she's been a bad influence because she's gotten me addicted to it. Because otherwise, I probably would not be on social media whatsoever. So yeah, you know, shout out to Glaze. She's amazing. One of the, like, my like top 2 people that I fuck with a lot. You know, like I have Glaze number 2, and then LeBron James above her. Yeah, and you know, if you know me, that's high praise. I had to get him off iFunny. Yeah, dude, I was on iFunny for the longest time. Dude, it was so bad. I had iFunny since I was like a tween, bro, like in middle school, and I was still on it for the longest time. It was so bad. I cringed thinking about it. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, iFunny. Yeah, dude, don't remind me. It was so bad. It was so bad. I remember I was freaking out one day because I had a post go viral on iFunny when I was in middle school. Oh god, I'm cringy thinking about it. There's no limit to the glaze. Oh god, iFunny. Bro, okay, we don't need to talk about this. I was a child. I didn't know better. But yeah, going back to like top people. LeBron and then Glaze. Victor Wembanyama is getting up there though, I'm not gonna lie. And Luke Cornett with that block in game 7. That was amazing. But yeah. Oh shit, I'm crying. I've always introduced the negative side of social media to be honest, because of my family. But as long as you're safe, it can be a funny thing and you can meet cool people. Yeah. Because like, okay, I'm gonna be so real with you. After high school and then like after the pandemic, it became so hard for me to make friends because like people are not really going out as much anymore. I can't really meet people at school because I'm not in school. Like it was rough, but I met so many people like online, and I have Blaze to thank for that. He helped me make friends online, and she helped me with the whole stream setup too. So I'm so grateful to her. You know. Okay, Toto, but we got knocked out by OKC. Billy, nuh-uh. I'm a Spurs fan. We beat OKC, dog. Facts. Same other than my coworker. Yeah. Billy, are you a Lakers fan by any chance? I glaze LeBron, but I'm not a Lakers fan. I'm a LeBron fan. There's a big difference. Like my friends in middle school, high school always talk about making friends online, and I honestly didn't think it was possible. Yeah, same. Because I didn't really know what to do on the internet, to be honest. But my coworker thinks of me more of a mom. But nah, I gotta leave stream. Ah, okay, bro. And you know what's funny? Technically, I am a Spurs bandwagon fan, but not from this age. I was a bandwagon fan from like 2013, like when I started getting into the NBA, because that's when they went to the finals against LeBron. He means the Lakers, dog. You guys hear about the Corgi predicting? Yes, dude. On my mama, I should have bet money on that Corgi for the OKC series. Because, like, I'm gonna be so real with you. Like, I believed in the Spurs making the playoffs this year. I had no idea they were gonna make it to the fucking finals, dog. Because literally last year we were like 32 and 60. Like, we were like borderline lottery team. Oh, I mean, we were a lottery team. That's how we got Dylan Harper. But oh my god, for real, I could have used the money. Yeah. I should have put my life savings on it, which was $2. Oh, that's not a joke. I'm actually really poor right now. I'm waiting for my last paycheck. Oh god, that hurts. But yeah, Spurs fan since 2013. I started watching the NBA 2010. I was with the Kobe versus the Celtics. Then next year was Dirk versus the Heat. I was like dabbling a little bit. And then 2013 is like when I really started watching the game. $2, you would have had enough for a Big Mac after winning. Yeah. It's like really wild because I don't know how this has happened, but I've made like too many friends online, and my friends online showed me that a good percentage of my friends IRL were shit, and I need to stop or drop these toxic people from my life because I got the streaming on. Yeah. Sometimes that's the case. I think having like a good like group of friends is a must-have. You know, we're humans, we're social creatures. We need to have that company, but sometimes you meet groups of people that, you know, either you grow out of or your guys' views delineate. Like, you guys could have still had amazing moments together, but sometimes it's not the group that's meant for you. Sometimes it takes meeting new people to find those people that really click with you, you know? Because, like, your first friend group is not going to be your final friend group, right? So, yeah, it's always a privilege. It's always a good thing to meet new people and open up your worldview. Because I feel like by connecting through people, you learn about other people, of course, yeah, duh. But you also learn so much about yourself as a person, what you like and don't like, people that you can hang out with, you know? Forgot my first friend group. Yeah. I mean, I haven't talked to my original friend group since I moved when I was like a kid. I haven't kept in touch with them, and I'm sure they probably don't think about me either at this point. But yeah, so I still keep in touch with plenty of friends, but I'm always open to making new friends. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm glad that you were able to find a group that helped you point out the toxic behaviors of your old friend group so you could, you know, remove that negativity from your life. I'm glad for you on that, okay? It's just severed ties, can't do nothing about it. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Alex, the first grade homie. You were the best. Okay, who are my homies? Shout out to Zane, Robert, Emmanuel, and who was the last one? I can't remember. But those were like my three tightest friends from like kindergarten to like third grade. The only people that I have from my original or first friend group that I made when I was a child are the friends that have kids, and I'm their godmother, and I'm only still friends with them because of their kids and how much I'm an influence in their children's lives. Yeah, that's nice. You know what? Being a role model for kids is difficult. I'm speaking from experience, like working with children constantly. You you have to hold yourself up to a higher standard when you're talking to them because you might not think that you influence them, but you really do, man. You really do. I had students that I've met that struggled a lot with making friends at home, a lot of things, but I try my best not to get frustrated or let my frustration shows if they're doing something wrong because at the end of the day they're a kid, they don't know better, but you have to be that role model for them to look up to strive for, because otherwise who are they going to look up to, or you know, what examples are they going to follow? Because I work with a lot of students that don't really have role models at home, and they come to school for structure, you know. Sometimes they don't have that structure at home, but they have that structure at school, and you have to be on that, you know. I know that feeling. My godson is literally right now going against his whole entire family of doctors and lawyers to become an art teacher and to learn graphic design because I did it, and he thinks it's yeah, yeah. And that's another thing too. Is just like I some students that I've met, they want to work the same job that I do because I was able to help them out, and you know, it's a big responsibility, man. Kids are the future generation. Like as cliche as that sound, they're the future generation. They they're important. They're important, and you got to protect them. You got to make sure that they're safe and that they're on the right path. And another thing I mentioned to my friends is like the right path isn't the same thing for everyone. Like me personally, when I was in school, I was told get good grades, go to college, get a job, and life is made. But I after high school, I've experienced so many things where it's like a pandemic hit. I had to drop out of my college and I had to go to a different college. Then I had to go to a different college. Hey Joe, it's just like paths in lives are never linear. There's always going to be some curves. I've had to deal with family stuff. I had to deal with personal stuff. So when it comes to kids, I encourage them, if they love art, pursue it. If they love animation, pursue it. If they love sports, pursue it to. And if they love working with their hands, like I had one student that loves um building things. So um working on cars. It's just helping them find their passions is really important. Being those role models. All right, enough of boomer boomer Toto. I oh my god, I've been sounding like a boomer for like the last 20 minutes. Oh my gosh. But yeah, if you love Latina baddies, pursue it. Exactly, bro. I can't say that one to my students, but like if you're above 18, I could tell you that, bro. If you love Latina baddies, go for it. But yeah, because I, you know, my parents, my teachers always told me to follow like the same three paths: be a doctor, be a fucking accountant, be these generic jobs. But it's like there's so many opportunities out there, um, that you could find something that you truly love, and if you're truly passionate about it, you put the work in, you can make it succeed. Um, yeah, it's really up to them and them finding their passion. For the longest time, I didn't know what my passion was. I wanted to be a pharmacist when I was a kid because like one of my family members was, but the more I studied towards it, I'm like, I don't think my heart's really into it. I love helping people, but I don't know if this is for me. And I changed my career path. I also had like the whole pandemic thing. So yeah, it was rough. It was rough, but you know, my current job I love. I wish the pay was better, but I think I'm fine right now. I'm pursuing this as a passion too, streaming. Like if you told me like 7, 8 years ago that I would be doing streaming like as a hobby, as a passion, I would tell you you're full of shit. I love watching YouTube videos, but I don't see myself doing it. I would love to, but I unrealistic. Here I am now, one year later after trying to stream, you know? And you know what? I haven't even put in my max effort. That's this year. I was taking a break year. Now I'm gonna put the real effort in and grow my channel. Mark my words. On June 2nd, 2026, 6-7. June 2nd, 2026. I'm putting it on paper. This one you can quote me on. I will be growing my channel for the next upcoming year. All right? Mark my words. I really want to do this. I was just really unfortunate with the two sickness hiatuses that I had to take, but this upcoming year, it's gonna be the year of Toto, right? You know, you hear the sophomore slump? Hell nah. We had the freshman slump. We're going that second year, guns blazing. You know, we're going for that MIP award, that most improved. And one of those things I really gotta focus on is editing because holy shit, dude, I have not edited a single VOD in a year. I have such a backlog. I really need to get on it. Not sure what's going on with 6-7. Yeah, 6-7. I completely forgot that we're doing a tier list. I got too distracted being a boomer and then talking about the upcoming year, but like let's move on a little bit. So, after Resident Evil 2, holy shit, I'm missing a game. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. Hold up, hold up, hold up. I'm missing a game. Where's it at? Uh, there we go. There we go. Right there. The next game I played after Resident Evil 2 was not Resident Evil 3. What game were you missing? Alien Isolation, which is technically the next game that I played after Resident Evil 2. I gotta keep up with the current memes or I'll feel old. I am old, but nobody needs to know. You know what? Happy late birthday, by the way. I think you said you turned. I'm not gonna say the age, but I'm pretty sure your birthday was like what, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago? I think I saw it on Twitter. Also, congrats on 1 year of streaming. Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate that. You're awesome. You know what, Joe? The fact that you told me that I could save my loadouts for make a new track makes you the goat. You're awesome for that. It made my runs so much better. I don't have to constantly look at the freaking where's it at? Oh, hold on, let me open up a new tab. The UMA guide. I don't have to open up this every single time to make a new run. So yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. Oh fuck no, Toto. You're braver than me. I couldn't get 15 minutes into that game without turning it off and refunding it in Steam and giving the person that gave me the money for it their money back. Really? Really? Oh god. I I would say once Alien. Okay, let me get Alien Ice right here. I haven't played Uma Musume in a few days. Yeah, I took a little bit of a break after the last event. I'm gonna say it. Alien Isolation for the first few hours is an A to an S. But and thank you for the birthday wishes. Of course, of course. I also had my birthday in May. I wanted to do a birthday stream, but I was sick. So you guys got nothing instead. I am sorry. But if you saw my Twitter, speaking of goats, Blaze got me an Uma plush that I've been wanting for so long. And you know what's funny? It's a Rice Shower one because I drew Rice Shower way back in like January for my stream schedules. I need to get. I've been slacking on my stream stuff. Trust me. This upcoming year is the year of the Toto. I'm gonna be so locked in. But yeah, like I was saying, Alien Isolation easily A to S in the first couple hours. Uma plush, yes, dude. I was so happy to get it. I also got some the calorie mates too. So I should have eaten one of those to heal up, dude. That would have put me back at full health. Also, belated birthday. Thank you. Happy belated. Oh, thank you, Luna. I appreciate that. Okay. Alien Isolation. first 2 hours, like I've been trying to say, is S to A, but after like the third hour mark, I think it's a B. Okay, I think it's a B because the first couple hours it's super scary. I won't deny that, but if you were there for my streams, I got more annoyed than scared. Like after chapter 8, because like if the alien catches you, it's one and done, and then you got to reset back to your old save file. And if there's certain sections in this game where if you're not on it, you're gonna be miserable and restarting. And at that point, it's not scary no more. It's just tedious to get through. Maybe I just suck at the game, and it would have been more scary if I was better at the game. But it was amazing for the first couple hours. I feel that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because it it was so good for the first couple hours, but it's so tedious afterwards. So tedious. I saw that they're planning on making an Alien Isolation 2. Best believe I'm gonna be playing that though. That's one of my biggest annoyances in some games too. Yeah, yeah. I have another game that was similar to that. Oh my god, I forgot a game. I forgot a game. Hold up, hold up, hold up. I forgot another game. Excuse me. Wait, what happened to the music? Hold up, hold up, hold up. I just realized my music was gone. There we go. All right. Gotta play some Sinnoh music right now. Let me get the game that I was missing because it was actually one of my favorite games that I played, but I'll get to it later. But I want to have it on hand. That way I'm not searching for it later. Link image. Here we go. Save. Fearless. Save. And now bring that over. Down. There we go. All right, let me bring chat back up. What game did you forget now? I forgot Slay the Princess. That was my Valentine's Day special. How can I forget that? That was, oh my god. I'll talk to that about that game later. But finishing finishing up with Alien Isolation, just tedious towards the end. That's it. Oh, I love that game. Yeah, it was awesome. All right, so by this point, if I remember correctly, after I beat Alien Isolation, I took a 2-week hiatus because I was working. I think it was like after the fall break for some of my students, so I had to meet with them. So I took like 2 weeks off to like focus on work. So the next game I played after that was Dispatch. Dude, Dispatch, it honestly surprised me how much I enjoyed that game. Because normally I'm not too big on episodic games because of A, sometimes the story is not that great. B, sometimes your choices don't really matter at all. Like, Telltale's infamous for having certain, or not infamous, I guess not Telltale, but some games are infamous for having options that don't do anything. Show you how to make a pound cake, dude. I had that song stuck in my head for like easily until like the last episode came out. Dispatch was so good. Yeah, I had a blast with Dispatch. But like I was saying, normally I'm not the type of player that plays these like Dispatch types of games, like episodic games. I'm not really big into it because, like I was saying, A, stories are usually not that great. B, choices don't really matter at the end. C, the wait times between episodes are killer. I remember I loved The Walking Dead by the Telltale Games, right? But sometimes the episodes were released in like such random intervals that it kind of affected the experience for me. Like, yeah, I would build up hype for the next episode, but sometimes the episodes would take too long and then I move on to different stuff, you know? So normally I'm not one for episodic games, but Dispatch changed that for me because A, I really enjoyed the story. B, the characters were so charming. Like Invisigal, Blonde Blazer, Flambe, dude. Flambe. Dude, he had such a big crush on Robert. Even Robert was awesome. I was a big fan of Wolf Among Us. Speaking of Wolf Among Us, there was a reference to that in Dispatch with the Glassum. Blonde Blazer. Yeah, dog. You know what? I'm still, it's been like what? Over 6 months, and I'm still upset that they did not show me Brunette Blazer, because I like Brunette Blazer more than Blonde Blazer. Crucify me. She looks better with blonde hair, or not blonde hair, with brown hair. She looks phenomenal with brown hair. I can't say brown to save my life right now. But also, Breach. If I saw Brunette Blazer, I would have gone for her immediately. She is S tier. I'm gonna be so real with you. I don't really like blondes that much. I'm not a big fan of blondes. That's my personal preference. Everyone's allowed to have that. But yeah, even Prism. I loved Prism. She was so funny. Fucking, I'm temporarily blind. Bitch, you blind forever. That was a vocal sim for so long. I love Prism. Oh my god. Punch Up was great too. Who else am I missing? Oh my god. Golem. I just had a blast with the cast, dude. It just like all these misfits coming together and working together. Sonar, Charlie. Oh my god, Moist Critical was there. I was not expecting Moist Critical or Jacksepticeye. But yeah, it was a phenomenal cast. They worked off each other so well. Oh my god, dude, I legit almost cried when Trackstar used his power. Like at the end of episode, what was it, 4? Insane, yeah, insane lineup of voice actors too. They got freaking, this is my domicile, bitch. Oh my god, I can't believe they got Jesse Pinkman. Well, oh my god, it was just yeah, science, bitch. Hold up, let me allow that. Oh, thank you for allowing that. But yeah, amazing, dude. It was so much fun. And I feel like the fact that the episodes were released every single Wednesday, it was just enough of a suspense to build up hype. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, it's literally episodes, but it's like, you know, when you watch like old school TV where each episode was weekly, it felt like that. And it built up so much hype. It was better than a bulk release for sure. And it's better than waiting like months in between releases. But yeah, honestly, for Dispatch, it was low-key kind of a sleeper hit for me for like the Game Awards, because yeah, it was honestly so good. It was so good. I need to replay it and do like a complete opposite playthrough. But yeah, one thing I won't forget is at the very end when, dude, okay. Yeah, it gave people who couldn't play right away time to catch up and keep pace with everyone else. Exactly, because I didn't start playing it until like end of October. Like, no. First week of November, like 2 weeks before the finale, I was able to catch up. And then I was on pace with everyone else, which was really nice. I really loved that. Yeah, so everyone felt included during the hype. Yeah, I had to avoid spoilers for so long because I could catch up. Yeah. Definitely. That's one of the main reasons why I think it helped my enjoyment of the game. I don't think it's S tier though. That's the thing. I don't think it's on the same level as MGS2, 3, or Hollow Knight. But I don't think it's on the same level as Alien Isolation. I enjoyed it way more than Alien. So I would say it's an A for sure. Like, okay, before I continue though, I had some of the worst luck imaginable during the dispatch sections of this game. Holy crap, dude. I missed an 83. I'm still salty about this. It's been over 6 months. I'm still mad. I failed an 83% chance roll, not once, but twice. I even activated Sonar's like reroll ability and that shit still failed. How? How is that possible? We love the dice. And then I also remember I like the final like showdown in LA when who was it? The person that I cut losing the back-to-back 80. Yeah, you do remember that, Philly? How I lost the oh no, you probably weren't there. But I lost the back-to-back 80%. I lost a 67%. And I think it's because I went 6-7 and then I failed it immediately. But I failed so many like high percentage chance in that last battle for Los Angeles. It I thought that it was scripted. That's how bad my luck was in the final fight, dude. I thought it was scripted because then Blonde Blazer comes in and saves you. My memory's bad. That's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, she comes in and saves you for like one of your roles. I thought that made me convinced that it was scripted and I wasn't bad. But I saw other people play it and they got like all their roles and they were actually able to defend the city. And that's the reason why I got the ending where Invisigal turns evil. I didn't get with Invisigal. So I didn't end up with Blonde Blazer. I didn't end up with Invisigal. I got fucking cucked and left out, bro. I got the Just Friends ending. I got the same ending, lol. Yeah, and apparently that's like, nobody got that ending. A lot of people got like a proper ending. We are the same. Yeah, dude. Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? What the fuck? Like, how? How? And then I know there's a clip out there. Like, I was like, what did I do wrong? Same. There's a clip out there, or at the end of the VOD, where we're sitting on the trunk of the car, and I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it, dude. Let's switch teams. I'm Team Blonde Blazer, and then everyone got mad at me for switching up. On my hands and knees, screaming at the sun. Yeah, dude. I was like shaking my fists at the air, like, why? That's how badly I got fucked over in Dispatch. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I think Dispatch, solid A, very enjoyable game. I was so glad because normally I play older games, right? I was a Blazer fan from the start. I know. I would have been one too if I saw the Burnett side first. But yeah. I was so glad that I was actually able to be there for the weeks that the episodes were coming out because normally I play older games because I get them on sale. That's why if you notice all these games, most of them are really old because I get them for cheap on sale on Steam because I think I bought the whole DMC collection for like $5. I like Burnett's more. Hey, dap me up, big dog. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, if Blonde Blazer had her brown hair and then her muscles from her like transformation mode, oh lord, dog, don't get me salivating, to quote Stephen A. Smith. Oh brother, don't get me salivating. We might be on the same brainwave. Yeah, dude. Burnett's with muscles? Oh, damn, deadly combo. All right, let's see. Next up after Dispatch was Chants of Sennaar. This game I remember seeing trailers for back in 2023 before it came out and thinking like it looks like a neat game, you know. It looks cool. If you don't know, I'm bilingual, so I speak 2 languages. That's what that means, obviously. But I love how certain words in language are very similar to other words in different languages, right? I speak Spanish, so Spanish is like a derivative of Latin. And sometimes when I hear Italian or like French, I understand a little bit of it because of the fact that I speak Spanish. So when I saw this game, Chants of Sennaar, I was like, dude, you're connecting these languages, you're translating, you're trying to like reconnect everybody to like be able to understand each other, being like a Rosetta Stone. I was like, that's super neat. But I put it on my wish list, but I never got to it. I never purchased it. But then I saw it on sale. And I was like, you know what? I've had my eye on this game for like the last 2 years. I'm gonna cop. So I got it and I streamed it, and I gotta say, I love the game. The game is so cool. It's basically the Tower of Babel, but the aftermath and trying to reconnect everybody after languages were split apart. And it was so much fun. Like, I love puzzles, so it was so much fun connecting the dots between the different languages and seeing how there's different grammatical structures. We had the Yoda language where it's like miso, like that, or like I guess that's more like what's like Yoda. It's like he says like I at the no he says I don't fucking know, but you know how like he speaks, right? Like there was a language like that. There was a language that uses like different types of plurals. Like you just had to be there to experience it because it's hard to describe the type of game it was. But I will say I did have one major complaint about the game, and it's like I feel like certain puzzles or certain words, they had different meanings, or not different meanings. They could be like different things, right? Like sometimes it would be like they would show a picture of a bucket, and then you would write down bucket, but then the word they want is container or vessel or holding, right? So sometimes the pictures didn't match exactly with the word that they wanted, and it could be interpreted in different. Oh my god, I love this song. Sorry, I got distracted. I love this song so much, but just the fact that certain pictures didn't match up with the words exactly, it kind of detracted and made it a lot more difficult for me. But overall, I enjoy it. I think it's on par, excuse me, with Alien Isolation. So I think it's all right to put it in B tier. I don't think anyone's gonna complain about that. Doesn't mean I didn't enjoy the game. Literally, like the only game I did not enjoy is Resident Evil 3, and that's in D tier, right? Let's see. Oh my god, I didn't realize how many games. I thought I played less games than this, because I had those two big hiatuses. Next up is Resident Evil 4. Let me tell you, this remake, right, made Ashley so much more bearable compared to the original. I despised Ashley in the original game. Holy crap, dude. I did not like Ashley. But in the remake, she's so charming, dude. She's so cute. She is so cute. I love her. Like, it honestly made me appreciate her a lot more. And the controls were great. Enemies, eh. Some of the enemies were kind of bullshit. I'm not gonna lie to you, but overall, I love the game. There's certain aspects that I didn't like as much as in the original, like certain like story stuff, but overall, it's a very serviceable remake, and you know, I think it's a good remake of 4. I'm not gonna say it's like the best, but it's definitely not the worst. The worst is easily 3, but 4 is just great by itself. And because of that, and it has the GOAT Leon Kennedy, so I got a glaze. I think it's an A tier. I actually really liked Resident Evil 4. I don't have that much else to add to it. I will say, if you never played, I forgot what game it was that had Jack, you know, Leon's mentor. Him just showing up in this game feels really random and like not out of place, but like it does feel a little random. So yeah, there's certain little things that keeps it out of S tier for me. All right, Resident Evil 5. I don't know if this is controversial or not, but I absolutely adore Resident Evil 5. Okay, I gotta put an asterisk on this though. I love Resident Evil 5 co-op. Single player? Oh fuck no. 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 We don't like that here. But Resident Evil 5 co-op? Oh dude, that shit is so goated. Dude, Resident Evil 5 is so much fun to play with other people. And the GOAT herself, once again, Matcha Glace, came in and was my duo on Resident Evil 5. And Loki carried. she low-key carried at the start because she had all her items from her previous playthrough. RE5 solos buns, RE5 co-op honey buns. Exactly. I'm gonna glaze the shit out of those buns. Pause. Let me rephrase that. I'm gonna glaze I'm gonna glaze the co-op. Oh god, that sounded really bad. But yeah, it was so much fun playing. I looked forward to every single time we played RE5 on Mondays. It was awesome. And genuinely, the fights with Wesker too, just the beating the shit out of him was so it was so much fun. It was so much fun. I have so many clips from RE5 that, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, are hilarious. They're great. they're just great, just like Tony the Tiger would say. But yeah, Resident Evil 5, grand old time, grand old time. But gameplay, like, I guess it's more like enjoyment I had on stream. Wesker's absolutely ate those Chris sandwiches, dude. Yeah, he ate my like punches like nothing. It was also funny that you had to break his sunglasses so you could blind him. There's like a solid 5 minutes of me just blinding him with the grenade launcher. But Resident Evil 5 is an A tier for sure, for sure. Oh, damn, I haven't had a single C in a while. Oh no, okay. Next up, so we're in February right now. Dang. Okay, so next up is Slay the Princess. I heard really good things about Slay the Princess, but I didn't know what exactly was going on. But when I tell you that, like, this game is an absolute gem of a game. I was not expecting to like it as much as I did. It is honestly up there for me. I don't know if it's S tier though. I don't know if it's S tier. But you know, I'll rearrange some stuff later on. But it sits comfortably at A tier because all the variations of the princesses that I met were so interesting and so complex as characters that they literally all felt like different people. But and even the twist with the main playable character was crazy too. He's basically like a whole bunch of different people put into one mind, and then the fact that there's like someone that doesn't belong in there as well. It was so many twists and turns. My brain was low-key fried. Like, I was thinking, like, you know, it might be like a little romance adventure thing, you know, maybe enemies to lovers for Valentine's Day. And boy, I was not ready for the psychological aspect of this game, but it definitely wasn't like unwelcome. It made things so interesting. Dude, when I got that one princess that was super buff, oh my lord. I think I have a type. I think I like super buff women. Tall buff women. Dude, I think I have a type. And if they're brunette, ooh, yeah. Just kidding, just kidding. Or am I? But yeah. The music was great too at the end. I don't really remember the soundtrack that much from the game, but I do remember the final song that played when all the princesses came together to the entity. And I love that it's like such a... You can't have one without the other. You need the princess and you also need the MC because they're both like cosmic deities. And it's just like, I want to go back to this game and get other variations of the princess because I feel like there's still so much more to explore. But I feel like the first impression is always going to be the most important, especially with a game like this. And I feel like I had the best first impression of this game on that day. So I it's like one of my favorite games, honestly, that I've played in the last year. Easily up there. Easily. All right. And oh my god. Okay. Okay, I'll get to the last two. I didn't realize I did that out of order. But let's move on to the next series that I played. Dude, honestly, this right here has come up into my top 10 franchises of all time. And that franchise is Devil May Cry. Dude, going into this, I had basically zero knowledge about Devil May Cry. All I knew was Dante, Virgil, Lawn Chair, and what the hell is this? And I think that's it. I did play a little bit on my sister's ex-boyfriend's Xbox. I don't even remember which one it was, to be honest. I was a kid. But other than that, I had like zero experience with the franchise. But oh my goodness, this franchise is goated, man. Like music, like it has everything I love: characters, music, controls, or gameplay. Though that's like the holy trinity for a good game. It can have ass graphics. I do not care. But if the characters are fun and interesting, or the gameplay is tight and solid, or they have an amazing soundtrack, it has to have at least two of those. Be amazing. I will say though, there is one game in this franchise that I absolutely fucking hate. I'm not holding back on that when I get to it. But first up, we have Devil May Cry 1, the one that started it all. And I gotta say, for a game that came out on what, like the PlayStation 1, I think it was a PlayStation 1. Don't quote me. It holds up really well. The combat is so fluid. The story, we'll get to that. But the character design, especially with Dante, is awesome. The level design, I love how Resident Evil Devil May Cry 1 is, because it's very much interconnected. There's shortcuts, there's everything. And I will say though, my only critique about Devil May Cry 1 is the final boss. Oh my god, I did not like the final boss whatsoever in Devil May Cry 1, because it's like a bullet hell, then it's like a platformer, or I think it was a platform, I don't even remember. That's how much I hated it. But I do remember the bullet hell part. Oh my god, what happened to my monitor? Oh my god, my monitor turned black. Oh, okay, it's back. Whew. I thought my monitor was dying. But yeah, I absolutely despised the last boss. I didn't like the underwater sections. It felt so tacked on. There's just like a lot of stuff that I feel was tacked on to this game that if you cut it out or rework it, it would be an S tier. But because it has those flaws, I'm gonna say it was a B tier. Because like these games in B tier are games that frustrated me at some point and diminished my enjoyment about it. A is like games that I played through completely and I enjoyed a lot of it. And then S is like games that, you know, I really fucking enjoy. And either that or like they were just so impressive to me. But that's how I'm looking. Like, it had potential to be an A tier for sure, but Devil May Cry, it's just underwater sections, some of the tedious sections, and the final boss I didn't really like. You know what? Funny story though about Devil May Cry 1. I did not know that I did not know that Devil Trigger existed for like the first like 3 hours, or no, I guess it was more like the first hour and a half. So when I got to Phantom, like the scorpion spider boss, I didn't use DT and I was getting my ass handed to me. And it took until I think it was Swade that told me about DT. I think it was him, but I had someone new come into my chat, a new chatter, to tell me what DT was. So I would have been there for probably another 30 minutes if they didn't tell me about that. But yeah. Enough about Devil May Cry. Let's get into Devil May Cry 2. All right, I need to sit up for this one. Devil May Cry 2. I heard it was bad before going in, right? I've heard the things like, oh, Devil May Cry 2, it's like not the best one. It was rushed. It's very gun reliant. And I heard those main complaints. And I was like, oh, like I don't think it's gonna take out that far back of a step, quality wise. Holy shit, I was so wrong. If anything, those people undersold it to me. It was way worse. It was so much worse, dude. It was so bad. I think there's so much. Oh my god, dude, I'm gonna tear this fucking thing in half. Let's start off with the main character himself, Dante. I did not like Dante in Devil May Cry 2. Oh, if I'm gonna help you, let me flip this coin. Oh, I guess you're lucky. He was so boring. He didn't talk. He had no personality. It's just like, brother, no, no. If you're gonna be bad, at least have an interesting cast. So it felt that pillar of a good game. And then control wise, I was not the biggest fan of like the combos or like how they went about it. Like when you're using DT, how it has like separate abilities not built into it. Um, it could work. It works in like 4. I think 4 has that where you get new abilities depending on your devil trigger. But the ones that they stripped away into sucked so bad. I did like having a dedicated dodge button. That was a positive. I also like the fact that he could shoot behind him. And you know what? They took those positives and brought him back in the other game in the form of Trickster and Gunslinger with that. But literally combat wise, I did not enjoy this game. And then I did not enjoy the platforming in this game either. Dante felt so heavy. You couldn't really like move midair or anything like that. And the thing is, if you're gonna make a platforming game, right? Or have platforming sections in your game, please, for the love of God, do not make the platforming sections suck. That's literally all I ask of you. Do not make the platforming sections suck or feel bad to control. Because otherwise, why are you putting it in the game? It adds 0 value. Your DMC, your Devil May Cry, what are you known for? Stylish combat. Why are you doing platforming? Like, especially like, because the platforming in 1 and 3 is better than 2, but 2's and specifically sucks so bad. All right, and you know what else? I did not like the map design. The map design was so buns. I don't know how they make a map so useless and trash. Okay, I don't know how they did it, but map design was awful. I remember I was doing circle in the little plaza. I don't even remember what mission. I think it was like 5. I did like 30 laps trying to figure out where that stupid blue orb was because the map design was awful. And the map did jack shit. And the boss fights were, oh my god, the helicopter boss fight? The helicopter? Oh my god. I remember it knocked me off the building. I had to reclimb the whole building. It was just a headache. And then the final boss too, where you had to fight all the bosses from like 1. You could tell they just did it as an asset flip, bro. An asset flip. It was so bad. It was so bad. And then I genuinely did not feel bad spamming items that entire game. So Devil May Cry 2 easily goes into D tier. You know what? Fuck it. I'm giving it its own tier. It's gonna get blacked out, and we're gonna call. Oh wait, no. This is add a row below, and make this color black, and then what should I call this? I'm gonna call this dog water. The dog water, because that's what it was, bro. It was awful. Awful. If I ever go back, oh my god, I love this song. Dude, Sinnoh has such good music. But if I ever go back to the DMC series after I'm done playing it in like a couple years, I'm never touching 2 again. I am a-okay skipping 2 next time I replay it. But yeah, the dog water tier. Oh my god, I don't know what wrong. You know what, let me change the color. Oops. Whoa. Bring that down, boy. I'll make it, there we go. Perfect. But yeah, dog water. The Stain, easily the worst game I played on Steam. I have so much stuff I could say about this game, but I'm just gonna cut it there, because otherwise this stream is gonna go on for like another hour. Holy shit, it's almost 2 hours since I started streaming. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize it was that late. All right, next game. This right here, DMC3 has to be like, how do I put this? If dog water is DMC2, freaking DMC3 is easily like champagne or a nice brisk lemonade on a hot summer day. I loved DMC3. Easily S tier. I don't know if my eyes, like I'm wearing rose tinted glasses because of how bad DMC2 was. When I started DMC3, it was so much better. But like, I loved all the fights in 3. They were all so unique, and they had varying levels of difficulty. But like, once you figure out each boss's gimmick and how to properly take him down, it was awesome. Dante actually had a personality. He was so funny, and like, he's such a smartass, bro. Like, he's such a jackass and smartass. Then you got introduced to Lady and her homophobia, and then you got introduced to Virgil. I mean, Virgil did show up in the first game technically, but like, this version of Virgil, I love. Dude, okay, you know what? Let me calm down and go in order. So, boss fights were amazing. The one that stuck out to me most were Cerberus, I forgot her name, the lady with the bats, and Virgil. Those easily stood out to me, but the one, well, you put MGS2 in S tier? That's so crazy considering what you thought of it initially. Sorry, I missed it. Oh, no, that's fine. When I was putting that in the tier list, I said that like, kid me who first played it and only played it once would have probably put MGS2 in either D or dog water. But now that I'm a bit older and I understand the themes of it a bit more, I have it S tier. It's right up there with MGS3. I really like MGS3 and MGS2. But going back to DMC3, I really like how they had the different styles too: Gunslinger, Royal Guard, Swordmaster, Trickster. I love those. I mainly stuck to Swordmaster because I'm still not that good at the game, but I gave each one a try and I could see myself using them interchangeably. But I love that they introduced different, it just like opened up the combo variety, just the replayability of the game by having the different archetypes that you could go into, which was awesome. But I think the highlight of 3 for me personally has to be Virgil. Virgil's boss fights, oh my god, dude. Like, I think Virgil has some of my best, or like my favorite boss fights in any video game ever. Like, I thought, okay, I say this like I guess it is up there. It is up there. Because I was gonna say boss technically is my favorite boss fight, but like that's more like thematically. Like gameplay wise, it's better in the remake, but overall like gameplay and story wise, I liked Virgil's a bit more. But I like the fact that when you fight Virgil like what? How many times? 3 or 4? But each time you fight him, he's not the same person. He's a different boss fight. You have to approach him differently because he gets Beowulf. Then he also gets access to DT as well, and it's just I love how different each boss fight like that you have with him is different. It's a completely new game. It's a completely new feel with each one, especially the last one, dude. Oh my god. Okay, to put it in perspective, for DMC1, I hated the final boss fight, so I didn't mind um spamming items like devil stars, healing, all that. I didn't mind at all using items. DMC2, you don't even have to ask me. I used items. I cheesed the fuck out of DMC2's final boss. But with DMC3, when you go up against Virgil for the last time, I enjoyed that fight so much. So much because it was fair. You just have to get good. Like you can do it. You can do it without items at all. And I felt like I could do it without items. And I love when bosses give that feeling off that you could definitely do it. It's just you have to execute. It's not like okay, I don't mean to drag on Silksong, but sometimes when Silksong used boss fights, it just threw more enemies with you. It didn't really like there's a couple times when you repeat like certain boss fights, but their move kit doesn't really change at all. All they do is add more enemies onto the screen, which I feel is less fair. Because if you're gonna use a boss again, you gotta add something to their move pool. Because otherwise, what the fuck are we doing? Because I'm just fighting the same boss, but now he has like 2 or 3 random ass enemies on the side that's just taking up space. So that's why I wasn't too big on some of the boss fights from Silksong, because it just felt like you're just throwing enemies. You're not doing anything new or creative with your previous boss. But with DMC3 with Virgil, he gets power ups. So as you grow stronger, he grows stronger, and I find that be so cool, so cool. So Virgil, and it was a difficult fight, but it was a difficult fight that I wanted to do my own satisfaction, and that I didn't want to give up. And it took me like 2 hours to beat him because eventually I was like, all right, I gotta go to sleep, I gotta work. So I should probably use some items. Literally, time was the only thing that stopped me from actually beating Virgil fair and square with no items. Yeah, I realized how much I was gonna love this. Uh-oh, what happened to the music? Continue watching. There we go. Now we're moving on to Sun and Moon. I love the OST from Sun and Moon. It's criminally underrated. But yeah, next up. All right. Here are our last 4 games that we've played on stream. I'm not counting like the Halo series because that's more of a Glaze thing where we played on her channel. But these are all hiatus games. I mean, kind of. Devil May Cry 4 right now is in hiatus, but I've been loving DMC4. I will say I kind of forget to use the rev mechanic a lot with Nero, but his grab, his snatch is so satisfying to use. Some of his combos are really good, especially with the Yamato when he's using Devil Trigger. I also like when you switch to Dante. I only got to enjoy this for 1 stream, by the way. But the fact that you can use the D-pad to switch between the different archetypes, an amazing change. Honestly, one of the best changes and upgrades that they put in the series, because now you don't have to go to a statue each time that you're trying to switch archetypes. And it opens the waters up to so many like different play styles. Like sometimes when you're going up against a heavy sluggish enemies that telegraphs their shit, you can bust out Royal Guard. Sometimes you need to be able to have an extra dodge. You go to Trickster and then dodge like that. Sometimes you just want to use the old reliable Swordmaster, and that's okay. Then personally, I don't really use Gunslinger, but sometimes Gunslinger is pretty helpful to destroy enemies that really, like the cloak dudes. What was it? What are they called? The wraiths. Yeah, to bring them down a notch. I mean, you can't really do it sometimes. Dude, I need to visit my VODs because I haven't played RE4 or not RE4, DMC4 in a while. So I'm not trash for the last half on Saturday. But yeah, uh, if I finish the game where I'm at right now in the story, I would say DMC4 is easily A tier. But right now, I have to put in hiatus. Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush, I have not beat, and I have not gone back to. The last time I played Hi-Fi Rush was April 17th. And if you know when I took my big hiatus, it was April 27th. I stopped playing Hi-Fi Rush because the music is great. Don't get me wrong, it has great music. I love the characters. But I'm not really a big fan of the gameplay, if that makes sense. Because it has similar gameplay to Devil May Cry, but, and this is a pretty big but, this is a Latina but, the way you execute combos in this game don't feel as satisfying as they do in a game like Devil May Cry. Because sometimes it's just literally just like Y, X, Y, but sometimes, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm too lazy to count that many fucking inputs on buttons that I always execute the wrong combo. The beat stuff doesn't really bother me. I'm bad at it, but the game doesn't really penalize you for that. It only benefits you if you're on beat. If you're off beat, it doesn't matter. But like I was saying, gameplay wise, it just didn't feel that satisfying compared to DMC. It's like going from like a gourmet meal down to like fast food level. Okay, maybe that's a little too harsh. Maybe that is a little too harsh. But I just didn't get the same satisfaction of executing combos like I did in I don't know. I don't know. So I still haven't been in the game. It's technically in hiatus. But if I were to finish the game right now, it would be a C. It would be a C. I don't know if other people would agree on me with my opinion on that, but to each their own. You're allowed to have your own opinion, right? Then these are the last two. Peak and Risk of Rain. Okay. These ones are a little bit hard because they're not story, they're infinite, right? So you can't really like get to the end of them. But I will say Peak for me, I did play with a couple of people. I had a good time, but I really don't see myself going back to it at any point because like it's kind of friend slop. I'm not gonna lie. It's fun for like maybe a couple hours, but after a while you're just kind of like not really that much substance to it. Like it's fun. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, it's really fun with friends. But after a while, you kind of just want to play different games, you know? So it's definitely not Resident Evil 3 bad. And I did enjoy it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as the games in B. So I would say it's like a C. Yeah. I think that's where I would have it. Hi-Fi Rush, I'll put right there. Last game. We finally made it to the last game, guys. Last game. And that is Risk of Rain 2. Honestly, dude, I probably wouldn't play Risk of Rain 2 on stream again. But I would play it on my own time. And I don't mean that in like a, oh yeah, you know, this game's fire. I'm gonna play it on my own time and never play it again. But like genuinely, if I had like a Steam Deck, I would be playing Risk of Rain a lot. I would be playing so much Risk of Rain because the music, the music is so freaking amazing in this game. Like, what's there's one song that I loved. It's like a Prince reference. Let me look it up right now. Risk of Rain 2. Oh, what is it? The Rain, formerly known as Purple. That song? Hold up, let me play the song real quick. Hold up, Pokemon. Hold on, Pokemon. Listen to this shit, bro. I'm gonna play this song while I talk about Risk of Rain 2. But yeah, Risk of Rain's soundtrack, absolutely amazing. Let me turn it down a little bit. All right, there you go. Yeah, Risk of, like I was saying, the soundtrack, absolutely amazing. Gameplay, really fun. The characters that I have unlocked are really fun. No single like playthrough feels the same. Like, I know it's a roguelike, but oh, hold up, let me turn down a little bit more. I forget that this gets pretty loud. There we go. But no two runs feel the same. It's not like with Hades, where once you get the shield, you just spam the fuck out of the shield and you're golden. But yeah, I would say as a roguelike, Risk of Rain 2, I think I like a little bit more than the amount of Hades that I played. I would put Risk of Rain, I think Risk of Rain goes in A tier. And it's also really fun to play with other people too. But I need to re-download Risk of Rain 2 and start playing it more, because I want to unlock more characters. That's the thing. I didn't unlock all the characters. That's like maybe my only complaint, is it takes forever, and I say forever, to unlock all the characters in the game. And I think some of them are DLC too, but it just takes so long to get like new people. But the augments that you find throughout your runs really helps distinguish each, you know? Alright. So, I think that's all the games I've played over the course of this last year. And you know what? This last year, I wouldn't trade for anything in the world. This has easily been my favorite year in a long time. When I tell you guys that it's been rough for me personally, sorry to get like parasocial with you guys, but it was a rough couple of years. But this last one, 2025, it just like this year of streaming meant so much to me. It's been giving me an out to, like, you know, not vent, but like be myself, talk to people, and meet new people, experience new games, and it's just experience so many new things. And I'm forever grateful for that. And I hope that for the next couple years it just gets bigger, better, and that next year I'm gonna have a bigger tier list. I'm gonna have, you know, all the bells and whistles that a medium to small size streamer has. This last year has been incredible. It sucks that my health has gotten in the way for a couple of those weeks, but everything else, it's been great. And oh my god, dude. This song goes crazy. Sorry to go off topic, but this song goes crazy. But you know, before I rearrange this, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about, you know, the future. like I said, this upcoming year, I'm going for that MIP. I'm going for that most improved streamer. And I want to take it a little bit more serious, you know. I hit 50 followers back in March. I want to double that. I want to hit 100 by next year. You know, small baby steps. I want to go through all my VODs and edit them down and start posting more consistently. I did that for a little bit from January to February, but I got really busy. But I really need to get on that because I need my space on my computer. And I've been saying that for the longest time too. I have a whole year's worth of content that I could go through. But next year, I want to play new games. I want to meet new people, man. I want to meet new, like, I want to make new friends. You know, I know I've said this a bunch, but I'm getting older. It's harder to make friends outside of work, outside of school. Once you're old, it's really hard to make friends, and I really want to use this as an opportunity to make more friends. You know, because your boy's kind of lonely sometimes. Not to be depressing, but it gets a little lonely sometimes. So I would love to meet new people, make new friends. Hell, even collab with them. That's one thing I want to do in the next year. Is like find people that want to collab with me. You know, if you guys ever feel tempted to, you know, play games with me, I'm always down. It has to be on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday though. The other days I'm busy with work and other stuff too. But I just want to make new friends. That's the main reason why I started this channel in the first place, to be honest, is new friends. So, yeah. Next year, just be prepared for next year, you know. Just be prepared for my year 2 leap. All right, let's get back to reorganizing this tier list real quick before I call it a night. And as the song goes off, all right. S tier, I think I'm fine with the S tier list right now. I think it's exactly how I want to keep it. Same thing with Dog Water. I am not taking DMC2 out of Dog Water. Best believe it's staying there. Resident Evil 3 is not climbing up. Peak is perfect where it's at. Alien Isolation, Chance of Sonar, and Devil May Cry at B tier. I think I'll keep that there. Celeste, Resident Evil 2, Dispatch, Resident Evil 4, 5, Slay the Princess and Risk of Rain 2, all in A tier. I feel, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm moving down Metal Gear Solid 1. I feel like I had a bit more rose tinted glasses when it comes to Metal Gear Solid 1. So I put it up a little bit higher than I would have actually done it if I played it for the first time. You know what? I'm gonna go back to Pokemon music. This Risk of Rain is awesome. If you haven't played it, play it. It's great. But I'm gonna go back to Pokemon because it's a little bit more chill. All right, let's go back. So, yeah. The main thing with Metal Gear Solid 1, it's just the controls. They're so dated. That's why I was so surprised when they announced Metal Gear Solid Delta, because I was fully expecting a Metal Gear Solid 1 remake. I mean, we have Twin Snakes, but Twin Snakes came out on the GameCube, guys. The GameCube was like from 2004. That was like 20 years, more than 20 years ago at this point. So I just wanted a modernized version of it. Once we get the modernized version of Metal Gear Solid 1, it could easily go back to S tier. But for now, I think I'm gonna have to put it there. It has to be in B. You know what's crazy though? I don't know. I love Metal Gear Solid 1, but no. It's just, oh my god. I'm gonna get crucified by all the other Metal Gear Solid fans if I have it at B. Okay, you know what? I'll do this. Metal Gear will stay in A. I think Dispatch might be a little too high. Yeah, I feel... Or should I put Resident Evil 5 in B? But Resident Evil 5 is so good in a bad way, if that makes sense. Like, it was so much fun. Ah, you know what? Dispatch goes back to D. I feel like that's a better distribution. I feel like that's way better of a distribution. Okay, 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 okay. I think that's it. I think that's it. I think this is the final list I'm gonna have. I'll take a screenshot and post it on Twitter later, but all right. I can't believe I'm about to end stream. I'm getting I'm getting a little teary-eyed. But yeah, I just want to say thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for the last year. You guys really you guys really made me feel special whenever you guys come in, chat, even if it's just for a little bit. It means a lot to me, you know. When I first started out, I didn't think I was gonna grow. I thought I was just gonna do this as a hobby, but actually having you guys show up every now and again, I get so excited seeing you guys' names in the chat and, you know, supporting me. That it means the world. It means the world. So I think that this is a great place to wrap up the year, you know? And cheers to many more. I'm gonna do this as long as I have passion for it, you know? And well, that passion may wave at the situations, I don't see it ever fading away right now. Right now, it's close to its peak. But yeah, thank you. I can't stop saying it, but thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. I want to do better for you guys. Look forward to this upcoming, and I'm sorry about, you know, being inconsistent. It's just I have a lot of stuff going on, and hopefully one day, pipe dream, I could do this for a living. But for now, it's gonna remain a hobby. So I gotta put myself and my family first. So if I ever go on hiatuses, I'll give a little brief explanation as to why on Twitter. But just know it's not for no good reason. It's because there's something going on, alright? So if I disappear for a couple weeks, it's not because I gave up on this. At least not yet. And I don't think I will. But yeah. Think I think that's it. That's everything I've wanted to say. You guys have been amazing this life. I'm gonna end it right here because I could easily go on for another 30 minutes talking about how amazing you guys are, but I gotta go to sleep early for the wedding. Thanks for the stream, King. Thanks for yeah, of course. Like I just want to see you guys, man. I just want to see you guys. That it always makes me so happy. I can't understate how sad I've been the last month not being able to stream and see your guys' names in chat or see you guys show up for a little bit. It sucked being sick. All right. I will see you guys on Sunday, or not Sunday, Saturday, with some more Devil May Cry 4. Hopefully I'll be beating it. And moving on to a new game, and actually I also need to beat Hi-Fi Rush, but expect that on Saturday. I won't be streaming, like I said, tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday because I will be busy helping out at a wedding. So I'll catch you guys then. And like I said, thank you. Someone put in the thank you redeem in the chat for this past year. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you catch the bouquet. Oh, dude, I'm gonna Odell Beckham that shit one-handed. Thank you, Philly, for the thank you in the chat. Oh my gosh, yeah. I'll see you guys on Saturday. I hope y'all have a good one. See you guys soon. Good night, good morning, wherever you are. Please put yourself first and take care of yourself. Bye.